Let's get into it.
And how great it's just been for, like, a lot of people. Because, like, little things that, like, we all, like, probably, like, go through. Like, I was just watching a TikTok. It was hilarious. It was about the whole, like, riots that happened at the Capitol this past few days. Well, not past few days. Like, that happened a few days ago. Or, like, a week ago. It happened on, like, the 6th or some shit. Yeah.
I love how you said a few days twice in the same sentence. It's lovely. Y'all heard that? I caught that.
Yeah, like a few days ago. But it was funny because it was like they made a joke out of it, but it was like it was still like accuracy to like what happened during like the whole, riots and all that. And it was like it was pretty much like making fun of like the cops and all that. It was like the rioters, they was like coming at the cops, and the cops were like they scared at first, but then like they like joining in all the riots and shit like that. So I was like, it's funny, but it's like it's also hitting like a real topic as well. So I love how social media could be so versatile and like the stuff that we can share with each other, and not only making us laugh but also like really touching based on like real critical shit that's going on.
That's true though.
Yeah, I really love that.
That's true.
How do you feel about the inauguration today?
This is actually, I'm gonna be very real with y'all, okay? Because I want y'all to realize Kyndra is gonna be 100% real, the good, the bad, the ugly. So I did not get a chance to actually see everything.
Me neither did I.
Look, like Michael Jackson once said, "You are not alone, baby." Okay, but no, I didn't. I was told about the young lady. She did a poem. She was really great with that.
Okay.
I did see the looks, like the outfit. First lady.
Michelle was slaying.
Lady Obama, she wore that.
She was slaying it.
And her hair was just like popping. Okay?
She just looked like a whole lot of black excellence just walking through that bitch.
She looked really great. Everybody looked pretty good. I knew, like I said, with Donnie, I knew that fool wasn't going, try to, him or Melania, like, they just aren't. He's like, I'm not showing up. I really want to hear what the letter that he wrote. I really want to hear what that is.
I wonder if they gonna broadcast that. That would be interesting.
I thought that they didn't broadcast it.
I don't know. I really didn't watch it.
You know what, but I actually, if I could, I definitely would have loved to have gone to DC, for the inauguration.
Yeah, I think that would be pretty dope to, like, experience it in person. I heard a little bit of Joe Biden's speech. It was good. He does sound like everybody's grandpa, so it kind of put me to sleep a little bit, but it was cool.
It's okay. When Michael Jackson had passed away, I was watching his funeral. I fell asleep to that, not because it was boring. I went to sleep.
Yeah,
I did exercise a little bit earlier that day. I'm a very active young lady.
Yeah, I just got done dancing, so I'm gonna blame it on that.
Yeah, I was exercising, and my mom was like, "Kid, you sleeping like a drunk?" I'm like, "Oh, I wasn't drunk. I was like in middle school when he had passed away." So
yeah.
You know what? It's crazy how people, and that goes to show you, people sit here and they can't claim that they'll love you and everything.
Yeah.
After you die, but when you on Earth, they sit here and talking about you.
Yeah, they do. I think it's so weird how that just flips like that. Like, you gotta give me my roses when I'm here. Stop all this, like, pretending BS. Because they dogged out Michael Jackson for hecka long. And then when he died, he's the king of pop. And everybody just like, oh my God, I love him. Like, y'all really did this man dirty for years.
It is. And let me tell you how dope Michael Jackson is. Listen, a baby can be 2 years old, and you be like, who is that? That's Michael Jackson. They come out the womb knowing who that is.
Man, no for real.
Michael Jackson is.
No for real.
Everybody want to be like Mike. Come on now. They weren't talking about the movie, like, if you remember that movie, Like Mike with Bow Wow. They're talking about
Michael Jackson, exactly. Like, come on now. No, for real. OMG. So
whose celebrity death thus far has impacted you?
Ooh.
You were just really like crying that day or really upset.
Ooh. I'm gonna say Bernie Mac.
Wow. Okay, so tell me, where were you when Bernie Mac had passed?
I was at home with my mom, my sister, and my stepdad, and we were all just chilling, and then it hit the news, and I was heartbroken because, like, I grew up watching, like, the Kings of Comedy, and I grew up watching the Bernie Mac show, like, watching all of, like, the movies he was in and all that. Like, Bernie Mac was just like along with him and, like, Steve Harvey and Cedric the Entertainer, not so much, but my mom was, like, really big on Steve Harvey and Bernie Mac. So when Bernie Mac died, I just, like, it really, like, it hurt. So it's like watching, like, him today still kind of be like, dang, like, he really gone. Like, we not gonna have him, like, somebody like his funny, like, again, like. And, like, now recently it's been for me, like, Charlie Murphy. Like, every time I, like, watch a movie with Charlie Murphy in it, I'm just like, damn, like, Charlie was really, like, that nigga, and, like, he's gone now, like, and I feel bad because it's like he really, like, he did a lot for, like, comedy and, like, general, and I say that for, like, Bernie Mac too, like, and I just think that was just, like, I think that hurt most for me. I'm not a comedian or anything, but those are, like, two big people that, like, passed away, like, that really, like, resonated with me most because I grew up watching them. They grew up like a house name for me, like, so it was like, that was impactful.
Gotcha.
What about you?
This is gonna sound so bad, but I haven't had anybody like that has really and the reason I say that is because I think for me, I grew up idolizing, and I come from a very Bible based, evangelistic type household.
Mm-hmm.
And one of the things is don't idolize anybody, don't worship no man except God and stuff. And then when I started kind of meeting a few celebrities as I got older, and some of them were jerks, and I'm like, how could you be this evil, stuff like that. But I think because I had that always in my mind, it didn't affect me.
Yeah.
Like, okay, now I will say this. When Nipsey had passed, now mind you, I was not a Nipsey Hussle fan whatsoever. Of course, I just kind of heard about him maybe a couple of years prior. The way how he had died.
Yeah.
What bothered? It bothered me.
Yeah, that was sad.
He was in his hood, at his, just chilling, whatever. I think he was at his shop or so.
Yeah.
And this guy just comes up out of nowhere, and I mean, he didn't have his security, and he just said, "Hey, go away," and he comes around, he shoots him, turns back around, and I'm like, why would you do that? But he's not and I think oftentimes what I've been told is people who are on heavy drugs, they go off and they kill people, like they're not in their right mind.
Yeah,
you
very
smoking
true.
weed and it's that good. Hey man, I love you. Give me a hug, man. You're so beautiful.
No,
but that man had to be on some type of hardcore heavy drugs.
He was.
We saw his. You look at his not even a mugshot, but he was at his hearing, and of course he had to be protected or whatever. But you see him, he looked crazy, like something was not right with him. But like I said, I haven't had. I remember when Prince died. And I'm scrolling online, and I believe somebody had posted it. Maybe the Shade, I'm not sure, but somebody posted it. And when Prince had died, I was on the phone with one of my elders, and I was like, "Oh my gosh, Prince just effing died!"
Yeah.
He's like, "Kindra, I gotta go." And he just hung up the phone. I said, "What the heck?" He just hung up. I called him back.
Yeah.
Months later, I said, "Yo, why'd you just hang up on me?" And he said, "Because Kyndra, like, Prince was my icon." So, like I said, for me, I haven't had anybody yet.
I feel you.
I haven't had anybody, and this is going again. I'm kind of being vulnerable with you all right now, and just being honest with you, I haven't. You know how you have certain friends in your life where if they pass away, you might go and tattoo their name on you, or have like a big old a blow up poster of them on your wall. I think I don't have like a friend like that, and the reason I say that is because oftentimes people have really like let me down. Like when I say a best friend that I thought was my best friend has done certain things and stuff. Like I can think of one person who I would say I would be like ultimately, sad for, but not where I'm like, mourning for days. Because I know people are just fickle. And I don't want to. I know for a fact I'm not the only person out there who feels like this.
Yeah, there's always people who probably haven't lost somebody really
can resonate.
Yeah, there's always people out there that probably has like the same similar story to you. So it's definitely similar.
Come to me in my DM so we can talk. All right, let's have a little support group and stuff like that together. But yeah, like I said, even with a friend, I haven't, I have a friend I can think of, but like I said, I have, because people have, done so many things over a course of time where they've broken my trust, or something from me, or lied on me, or just do what people will do. It makes it hard for me to sit here and be like, okay, let me go tattoo their name on me. Real love, that first real love, it might happen.
Yeah, I feel you. I understand. I definitely understand. I don't have any tattoos at all. I don't know if I'm a tattoo. I don't know if I'm a tattoo. I don't know if I'm gonna get a tattoo. Honestly, I'm not like. I always said I'm gonna get a tattoo, but it's like debatable. I don't know.
Don't get them, because once you get them, you're gonna go want more and more.
Yeah.
One day you be like, should I have really gotten that? So.
No, for real. That's like my pet peeve. I really just don't want to go through the whole. Like, man, do I gotta get this covered up now? Like, it looked good when I first got it, but now I don't really like it.
I like piercings. Like, I started getting piercings first, and the only reason I had started getting tattoos was because, and I'm done now, but I got 4, and the reason I had started getting tattoos was because this person she said, why don't you go get a tattoo? You're young, go get it. So I just said, okay, that's why.
I got it because I got a nose piercing only because I thought it would make me look older.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Did it? I don't see it. You look about 18 still.
Yeah, no, it didn't work. It just made me have a nose ring. That's all.
My mother. So I actually, before I went to go get the actual stud, my mother, I was like, I didn't want my hole to close, so I got the hoop. And my mom looked at me. She's like, Kyndra, you look like you're stamped for the wilderness. Okay, take it off.
My mom hates my hoop, but I love it.
Yeah, she said I look like those. I think it's the bulls that have the little
the septum.
Yeah, it's the bulls.
The septum,
you look like you stand for the wilderness. You look like one of those animals. Take it off. So.
She just told me, she was like, "How are you supposed to get a job? You look what you did to your face." I'm like, I'm gonna get a job still. What are you talking about?
You can still get a job, it just depends. Now, if you put in tattoos, you know what? So I've never understood people who can get, like, maybe they work in the back of the house. Man, I don't know what jobs, like, you know what?
I don't understand those.
Shout out to all the jobs out there who have an issue with hair color, but you hire people with missing teeth and body odor. Come on now.
Like, my hair smells better than him.
Like, what does hair color have to do with that? Like, how's hair color going to stop me from doing my job?
No, for real. No, for real. Jobs are annoying. Shout out to my job, the 6.
And you know what? Hey, have you, like, okay, wait, what's your position there? Are you a manager?
I'm a night auditor. So I work overnights. I do the computer system and I set it for a new day. And I used to do paperwork, but we went paperless, so I don't do paperwork no more.
Okay, because I was going to ask you, have you ever had like a celebrity like come into your your establishment?
One time Kaylani from the Bay Area, she's like a Bay Area singer / rapper. Her tour bus was in town. She was doing a concert, and her tour bus manager asked me if they could park their buses on the parking lot. because they were staying across the street, but she was too tired to get off of her bus, so she wanted to sleep inside her bus on our parking lot, and there was literally nobody in our parking lot, so I was like, yeah, go ahead, I don't care.
What type of crap? You're not gonna come inside?
Nope. So I was like, yeah, I don't care, that's cool. Like, I love Kehlani, like, that's like one of my favorite singers, so I was like, cool beans. And so the bus driver, he ended up getting me a poster that was signed by her, and I gave it to my little cousin because that's like one of her favorite singers. So I gave it to her, but it was cool because it was like, she came on the property even though I didn't meet her or anything like that, but she came on the property, and I got in trouble for that though because I wasn't supposed to let them park their buses there because they weren't guests there. But I was like, it's Kehlani, like, I love Kehlani. He was like, I don't care if it was the president. I said, nigga, yes you would have. Like, shut the fuck up. Like, but alright, it is good. It's good.
That's funny.
But so, yeah, it was cool.
But how did he find out about that? He just pulled up to work the next day and somebody snitched, or how did he find out?
Pretty much, he seen the tour buses and was like, who the fuck is that? Like, who are they? Like, do they have a room here? Like, it was 2 big buses on the parking lot. So it's like, which room are they in? Because it's like, why are there 2 big buses on the parking lot? But there was nobody in the parking lot.
Do you ever see, like, the hookers and pimps, like, you know for a fact that's a hooker?
Oh, all the time. All the time.
What are some telltale signs that you know it's a hooker?
It's freezing cold in the middle of the night, and she coming up to the window and basically nothing. Like, booty shorts, or, like, sometimes they'll just wear, like, a bralette. They just don't be wearing nothing. Like, they come up to the window just damn near naked.
You know, well, hoes don't get cold, so.
Yeah, they don't get cold, so it's like, but they got their jacket. They got that one little jacket.
Conversation with one?
Yeah.
And ask them how they get into this, like, lifestyle?
I haven't asked them that, no. I haven't asked them how they got into the lifestyle. They don't like to talk that much. Like, they'll conversate for a little bit, but they don't like to talk that much. They keep their head down and they go to their room. Like, that's a clear sign too, is because they keep their head down too. Like, they don't really like they have confidence and shit like that. Like, if something pops off, they be like the first one to like try to press an issue, but they keep their head down for the most part. They hella quiet and they just don't like to talk that much. Like, they go to their room and go back to what they was doing.
Do you ever see the pimps to come in, or is it always the hookers?
It's always mostly the hookers. Like, the pimps be sitting in the car, or they'll come back and forth from the property. Like, I'll see that sometimes, but it's like, most of the time, it's mostly just the hookers, because it's like, the dudes, they be like somewhere close, but they don't be like going to the room that much.
Okay, and do you ever see the hookers bring the guys, the John, I think that's what they're called, the Johns, in with them?
Mm-hmm. I knew this lady. She was, I consider her like a Kruger, freaking, prostitute. Her name was Miss Smalls. She was like 60 years old, but she brought a different dude to the property every day, and he paid for the room, and she didn't care. Like, she'd be like, hey, baby, how you doing? Here's my IDs, here's my money and all that, and I give her room. But, all right, Miss Smalls, dude would check out like 30 minutes later, and she'd just keep the room to herself all night.
I mean, but here's my question though. Like, you're in Nevada?
No, California.
Okay, I figured California. The reason I asked about Nevada was because prostitution is legal out there.
Yeah.
So here's my question for you. How can you stop? Like, again, sometimes you just gotta learn to mind your business. You know, that's between them and God. But when does it get to the point where you're like, okay, let me actually call the police because this is becoming illegal? Is it when you see a child, or
if I know that she checked in with a kid and she has multiple people going to her room, that's when I raise suspicion, yeah. Because it's like, you're endangering the child at that point. But most of the time, they don't bring their kids. So it's like, the most is like, if you get involved, it's because it was because of something domestic, like she got into a fight with the dude, or she was making too much noise, and there was too much like noise or foot traffic going to her room. Because like that's one thing, like if you have too much foot traffic going to your room, then we automatically think there's something illegal going on. So
oh, really? But I thought that you already know for a fact when you see how they're dressed and
we cannot prejudge. That's what we're told. We cannot prejudge. Even though we can't, they haven't done anything illegal at that point, so we cannot really do much.
You just this is it's not prejudging. This is okay. If I was all right, let's role play. Can we role play real quick?
Yeah.
Can we role play? You be the hooker and I'm gonna be the officer. Okay. All right. Oh, so you gonna be Miss Smalls? Okay. Walking. Knock.
Yes.
Knock.
How can I help you?
Yes. So I realized that we got a complaint or something about you being a prostitute. Here in this great state of California, prostitution is illegal.
I have no clue what you're talking about.
We've been watching you. It's 10 degrees outside.
Mm-hmm.
Why are you wearing a bikini and it's 10 degrees outside?
I'm not that cold. I have warm body temperature.
Listen. I saw a man. He's sitting out there in the truck looking at you.
Yeah. He could be a stalker.
Listen, you're going to jail, ma'am. You know what? I'm not good at this. I'm not. What you're saying is right. You can't really prejudge, but it's like you feel. Okay, how you say foot traffic? How much? Like if Miss Smalls brings in 5-10 different guys.
Miss Smalls was a regular, so that's why I knew she was a prostitute, because she was a regular. She came every day.
Just in general.
But in general, like foot traffic, like say like, because I sit at the front desk, so I can see people come in and out all day. So it's like if she's coming in and out with different people all the time, that's foot traffic pretty much. And we have cameras too, so it's like if I see somebody drive on the property, they go straight to her room, then an hour later they leave, then somebody else come back and then they go to her room and then they stay there for a little bit and then they leave. It's like, or they come, because everybody has to come and check in too at the Motel 6. So if you're coming and you keep having different people coming and checking in, then that's when I know, like, okay, you're not doing anything illegal, but I know you're doing something illegal because you pretty much got all these different people coming to your room.
Gotcha. Okay, that makes sense. Well, here's my next question.
I've also had gay prostitutes too. That was so funny.
Yeah, anything is possible. Whatever God makes a woman or man.
It wasn't funny. It was just like it was just a shocker, because it was like an old white man and it was like a young black dude, and I was just like confused. I was like, all right.
Hey, now they might. The gums. I was going to ask you this. I know that, and I know there's a way. Okay, there's a way that even if you have a smoking room,
mm-hmm.
or non-smoking room, I know they find out that and I'm asking this for research purposes only.
Okay, research purposes. Okay.
So I know there's a way where, let's say you have a smoking
room, mm-hmm.
but a non-smoking, but you want to smoke.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Does the fine come in once they find, I guess, ashes?
That's the perfect question. How not to get caught is do not leave any ashes. Do not leave any types of tobacco products laying around. Do not leave anything that would signify that you smoked. Anything burnt, anything that you put it out with, like anything visible that they can see, that housekeeping can see, because they're going to check everything. Like if it smells like smoke, they're going to check everything. And that's another thing. If you're about to check out, don't smoke a couple hours before you check out. Turn the fan on. If you have a window, open the window, and then use air freshener and spray the vent inside the room. And just let it air out for a little bit. And cover the smoke detector.
Because I didn't make a mistake in Vegas. What happened was, when I went to Vegas, I'm like, oh, it's Vegas. Everything's legal here. So I just picked the room. I didn't know you're supposed to pick a smoking room. I thought you picked a non-smoking room.
Yeah.
You know? And then I had the non-smoking room, and it said, you smoking here, $200 fee. And I'm like, oh, gosh. I just wanted to buy some edibles. And
that's boring.
I didn't like that, because edibles are cool, but, you know, out there, West Coast is very potent, more potent than, you know, definitely East Coast over here, depending if you have dispensaries or not.
It's that Cali weed.
But I ate a whole edible, and 7 minutes later, I was high, and I was high for the rest of the night. And I woke up, and I had to throw up because I was too high.
Oh, dang.
And I'm like, I want to just go back home to Georgia.
I just want to go out to Georgia.
Because here in Georgia, I remember I took 2 edibles back to back, and I was just high, but I was like...
You were fine, but you came over here.
I think it had, like, I don't know what the percentage was, 14% or some type of percentage where it was high.
I'm so weak.
You know. But, I mean, it's okay. It's all right. At least I know now, but at least what I'm going to start doing. Because, like I said, I thought that you could do that out there in Vegas, but no, there's some people who just don't smoke.
Yeah.
You know? So, what I know to do now is the next time, if I just happen to get a non-smoking room, if I'm only there for a couple of hours, just don't worry about it. But if I'm there for the entire week, day 1, day 2, and let it just air out. Yes,
air out. You know, make sure you clean up all the ashes, all the residue, anything you can find, and they can't just be like, and if they ask you, just be like, well, it smelled like smoke when I walked in there, but I didn't say anything because I didn't care.
I'm not going to do that, because I'm like, well, ma'am, if you knew that, then you should have just said something.
No, I didn't. You say you didn't care, so if it didn't bother you, it didn't bother you.
Okay. I hope y'all are taking notes, all 50,000 of y'all listeners.
No, for real. Take notes. I'm just giving some knowledge, dropping knowledge. I've worked at a lot of different hotels, not just Motel 6, people. All right.
What's your dream job?
My dream job is to be I want to own my own studio, because I am a photographer and a filmmaker. Shouts out to SMH Photography. Please follow me on Instagram. Right now I got this whole film, like short series film that I'm doing with these 2 comedians out here. Shout out to my bros, D-Rock and Shannon Battle. We're about to shoot our 2nd episode. It is on YouTube right now. It's called A Rock in a Hard Place, but it's just like a little sitcom about D-Rock's life and the struggles he's had and how he became a comedian and his lead up till then. So we're working on that. But I really want to be a filmmaker. I want to have and own my own studio, be a part of a production company one day. I don't want to work in hotels my whole life, but I do want to make this whole hotel experience into like a show or a movie, because I think it would be funny, because there's a lot of comedy in freaking working at a hotel. It's just everything. It's something happen every day. Every day something else happens, something different happens, and it's just the people you meet, the experiences you go through. I feel like it's just beneficial for a lot of people to like try to like. I want it to be like The Office, but kind of like
The Office.
Okay. Yeah, I love The Office. Kind of like that, but it'll be fun. It should be fun.
Are they still have seasons out, or
they just took it off of Netflix? But no, they I don't think they're doing The Office anymore. But no, they just took it off of Netflix too.
So you want to bring The Office back? You want to talk to whoever the creator is?
Heck yeah, to get like a show that would be like centered around like a rinky-dink motel or a good hotel, and like the ins and outs of it. It'd be funny.
Gotcha.
It'd be funny.
Gotcha.
Get into it with some writers and whatnot. All right, but we have been talking for a while, so I am going to wrap up the episode.
One other question.
Okay.
Sometimes when I go to hotels, I get a little skeptical because I think there are cameras in the room, and what I feel is like if there are, I just put a show on. What are some tall tale signs that I know for a fact there is a camera in this room?
First of all, that is an invasion of privacy.
I know.
that we cannot have cameras in the room. The most is there'll be a camera in the hallway going to your room, but there won't be a camera in the room because of a lot of like litigations and stuff like that. Like the most we'll still like at Motel 6, like we have cameras that will be towards the room, and you can kind of see inside the room a little bit if the window is all the way open. But all the time, people close their windows, so it's like you can't see inside the room at all.
Well, not not like your hotel. I'm talking about any hotel, because there are hotels,
any
like
hotel,
little mom and pop hotels, like.
Oh well, I heard actually on TikTok, if you put your finger to the glass, like the mirror, and if it touches, like your finger touches like the other side, it's a two-way mirror, pretty much. Like if your finger, like if it looks like your finger is touching in the mirror, then it's a two-way mirror. But if it's not touching, then it's not.
I'm gonna try that with my mirror.
That's what I did in my bathroom.
If it actually touches, like I can.
Like if your finger looks like it's touching your finger in the mirror. Okay.
Try that. All right. This has been fun. Thank you. Fun.
Of course, I appreciate everybody for listening. Thank you for stopping by, Kyndra, and having a good little episode with us. Please tell them your tags again so that they know it and they can follow you on social media.
Yeah, guys, I was just testing out my mirror to make sure. Idolize Dynasty on Instagram, IDOLIZEDYNASTY. The Kyndra Crump Show is on Apple Podcasts, Breaker, Google Podcasts. If you type in my name, Kyndra Crump, on Google, KYNDRACRUMP, you will find me on everything, guys. Okay, I'm legit. I'm the real deal, Holyfield. Okay, slide in my DMs. I talk to everybody. You trying to shoot your shot? I mean, if you listen, depending on how you look, you might get rejected. Have thick skin. Try to talk to me.
Thick skin, y'all. Y'all know she gonna come for you. So thick skin, y'all. Thank you for joining us today. My tags are SMH Podcast 96 on Instagram and SMH Podcast 1. That is the @ on Twitter, SMH Podcast 1. I'm working on YouTube, y'all. I gotta try to find I want a better setup. That's my whole thing. So that when I do start recording and I can upload it to YouTube, we're gonna probably do that for the second season. It'll be nice and dope for y'all. So appreciate y'all for listening. Please drive home safely if you are listening to this podcast and you're driving. Anybody out there, we appreciate y'all for listening. Thank you for joining us.
Bye, guys.
Bye, guys.